Hello, welcome everybody. So Q1 2023 sales dropped way off from last year's numbers, but I still decreased my deficit. I am going to be making a video out of this, so I'm trying to get some lines in that I'm going to pull out for the video. So welcome everybody who is here today. I think it might be me, myself, and Dreaming Truth. So welcome. And let me get this off the screen because I want to take this off. Brand. Here we go. Okay. I am a little bit behind of where I wanted to be this morning because I took time off yesterday and I shouldn't have to get everything put together. And yeah, okay. So hello, writers in training. I'm Shannon, writing under the pen name of SC Houston and the author of the Clash of Goddesses series. And welcome to my channel where I show writers like you how to develop your writing skills and self-publish your work. So today I have done an income report let me start that over again. I have done an income report every month since the first month that I was published in November of 2021. However, going forward, I want to just do quarterly reports. And after seeing my sales, this does make a lot of sense because my sales were way down from what I remember in past months. And to be honest, I am not thrilled about how much I have sold this year. And I really did think that before I took a look at the numbers, that I was going to have an increase to my deficit because when I saw that I was not selling any books, that at that point, I went and scheduled some promotions, which I told myself maybe, take some time off from scheduling promotions so that I can start decreasing my deficit. But I was surprised that when I went and looked at my numbers, I was very happy to see that overall, I did decrease my deficit. Not by a whole lot, but it was a decrease and not an increase. So I was happy about that. So before I get into the specifics of all my numbers and everything that I want to share with you guys, I do want to say hi to everyone who is here already. If you have any questions, please label them with a Q so that way I can come back and answer them near the end. I will do a question and answer period. So the first one's here. Hello, and Dreaming Truth, you are so awesome. You support me in like everything I'm doing. So thank you so much. I'm actually doing pretty well today. I think this is the first day I've woke up and I don't have any back pain. So it's definitely getting better. So I am happy about that. And I haven't been doing too much to really see if, to test it. But tomorrow I start back at the gym. So I'll start testing to see how everything is going to do. And if my back, the load on my back and everything like that. So I'm going to see. I'm doing great though. How are you doing? How are you this Sunday? I don't normally do stuff on the weekend. Unless it's like write-a-thons like last weekend. So this is a bit different for me. It feels different for me to be here. Mar says, oh, how I've waited for the day. Really? I was not looking forward to this because honestly, I did not look at my numbers until last night. So I didn't look at my actual numbers. I knew that I just was not selling very much this year altogether compared to what I've sold in the past. So I was like, I don't even want to look. I don't want to see how much more I've added to my deficit. Because for those who may have seen some of the last income reports, my last one was December of last year. I'm over $4,000 in debt. So I was like, I don't want to see how much more I'm adding to that. Good morning, Musical Maggie. Thank you. I'm so glad you're feeling better. Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad to be recovering. And hello, Raquel Gabrielle. I don't think I've ever met you before. So welcome to my channel. Hello, Richard. How are you doing? King of Chaos. Yay. Hi, RC. How are you? I'm currently in Nando's restaurant. I don't know what that is. All right. Well, for those who are just coming in, I am going to be following a script that I've kind of put together a little bit for parts of this because I want to make sure I've got the right numbers out. I also want to take parts of this video or this live and make it into a video later. So, I'm not going to keep everything. All right. So besides my monthly costs for Story Origin and the Amazon ads, which I pay for every month, I did run 2 promotions in February and March. I didn't promote my books in January. Now, there have been some months since I've started my publishing progress, since I've started my self-publishing career that I did not run like specific promotions where I didn't like book something to be a promotion. But every month I've always dropped at least my first book in series down to 99 cents or put it at free. And January was the first month that I didn't do any of that because my idea going into this next year was that I am now moving into my next series. And I want to just try to see what my current series, what it can do for itself with very little promotion. And of course, when I saw those numbers drop as far as sales, I was like, okay, I got to run some promotions. So, all right. The first promotion that I ran, I got to get into this right place here. Hit the right place. Brand. Okay, so the first promotion is this one. This is the first promotion I ran. It was Fussy Librarian on February 5th in the amount of $15. It was actually a sale, and I do have an email that have the specifics of what that was. Normally, the Fussy Librarian is not $15. It's much more expensive. But they were having a couple day sale back in December. It was just for a few days. You had to hurry up and get in and book it. I remember that Andy at Easy Graphics shared it on his community post, and I got in there and chose a date. And I think it was in December, but it could have been sooner. But I chose a date, only had to pay $15 for this. And during the time that I ran this promotion, well, this was only on February 5th when it ran on Fussy Librarian, but I did drop Blood of the Lily down for 3 days from February 5th to February 8th to free. I used the free days as part of the KNP or the KDP program. I didn't have the Kindle Countdown available for Silver Rose, the second book in the series, but I did drop it down manually to 99 cents during this time. And I did use a Kindle Countdown for Tears of the Marigold for the same dates. The second promotion that I ran was on March 13th with Book Bongo, and that was the amount of $9.99. And this is the first time I believe I've used this site, and I'm not sure if it was worth it, but I might try it again, in the future to see if it might be better in a different month. I did use the last 2 free days of Blood of the Lily for this. That was March 13th and 14th that I had it free. And then I dropped down the regular price and then I dropped Blood of the Lily. Let me start that over. Then I dropped Blood of the Lily down to the regular price of $99. Oh, geez. I dropped the regular price of Blood of the Lily down to 99 cents for the next 3 days. Silver Rose moved into the next 90-day period. So I was able to use a countdown deal for this week during the time period that Blood of the Lily was also free. And Tears in Marigold, of course, I had just used a Kindle Countdown. It was still in its previous 90 days. So I didn't have a Kindle Countdown, but I did drop it down manually to $1.99. And I did not receive any sales on Tears of the Marigold. For all the other promotions, I did receive some sales, but Tears of Marigold on this one, I did not get any sales of it. From these promotions, I did have a total. Hold on, get that off. So from these promotions, I did get a total of 48 downloads of Blood of the Lily, which is not bad. It's still relatively good for having run the promotions. Again, I don't think it really compared to some of the free promotions I ran last year on the first book in series, which was much, much higher. My counts have been higher. So this could be, it was January when I set these up. So it was February and March. So it could be maybe the time of year, because I think first quarter is not really the best time for sales, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that. It's just things I've heard. So I don't have an exact source. It could also be fatigue, right? I've been promoting this series, and especially that first book, since November of 2021. It could be that I'm reaching much of the same audience. Of course, there's new readers all the time, but what is the actual increase number of added new members to the audiences I'm promoting to? And so I think at this point, I probably have promoted it to many of the readers that are in this genre, which is YA fantasy. I think I've promoted to them enough that I've captured most of that audience several times. So I think that's what led possibly to my decreased sales, and especially during the time period that I had promotions running. All right, so let's look at a breakdown of my numbers, including the sales, my income, marketing, and all my totals for the first 3 months of 2023. And I want to share my screen. So I put together. Let's see if I can do I want to do window? Let's just start with this one. So I did use the KDP reports. For those who may not know, I am in the KDP program, which means my ebook is exclusive with Amazon. How is this showing up on the screen? It's not showing up on the screen. Here we go. Let's do full screen. How does that look? Yeah, okay. Okay, so for those who may not know, I am in the KDP program, which means I'm exclusive to Amazon with my ebook. I can only sell my ebook in Amazon. That is changing this year. By my goals from last year, I planned by October 31st of being wide. I am moving that date up just a bit. It is hold on, I wrote this down. So I will be going wide as of July 24th. So if you are in the Kindle Unlimited program as a reader, make sure you get in there and read it if that's what you want to do before it comes out of the KU program. So I did, this first one here is Blood of the Lily when it was free. So obviously no money made, 48 downloads. And then my sales. So for the first quarter of 2023 for the ebook of Blood of the Lily, I had 7 sales with a total of $13.75 in income on that. For the paperback, I had 6 paperback sales for a total of $26.50. For Soul of a Rose, for the ebook, I had 7 sales in the amount of $6.42 and 2 paperback sales in the amount of $8.22. In the amount of $8.20. I went and add an extra 2 there. I was looking down to the next line where I had 2 here. And for Tears of the Marigold, for the ebook, I sold 2 ebook copies for the amount of $4.12 and 1 paperback copy for $3.64. I did not sell any ebook copies of my box set trilogy for Clash of Goddesses, which includes these 3 books in it. Then I do have KENP, which started off the year, wasn't very much. If you see here, by the end of January, I had 13 page reads, which was really, really low, especially for Blood of the Lily. I usually I'm closer to a couple hundred usually. And so that was way down. And so that was definitely weighing on my mind when I was looking at my numbers and trying to figure out what I was going to do. I did end up getting some more page reads later for a total of 342 page reads at the cost of $1.52. 17 page reads. Now, this is the Clash of Goddesses trilogy box set here. It was 17 page reads altogether of 8 cents. I have noticed that the box set doesn't tend to do too well even on page reads. Well, I haven't had any sales since the first month it launched. And I have put it on down on $1.99 for one count, the Kindle Countdown. I've done it once for $1.99 and I didn't sell any during that time period. And the page numbers are not there. So it makes me wonder how I can sell the first book and I see sales come later for the next 2 books. Of course, it's a decreased amount of people who move through your series normally. But I can see that. I can see a read through. But on the box set, it's like they get to a point, they're like, yeah, I'm done. I don't know. It's just something I was thinking about. For Soul of a Rose, 520 pages altogether, read, and $2.21. And Tears of the Marigold, 904. And Tears of the Marigold has already started having page reads a bunch already in April, in May. So it keeps going up. And that maybe that indicates to me that people have read the first 2 books. You know, I've done a bunch of promotion. Tears of the Marigold didn't come out until June last year. So it's only been out. Well, it's almost been out for a year now. It was June 6th when it came out. So almost a year. So this is probably the portion of the audience who have moved through the 2 books and now they're up to the 3rd book and made $3.89 off of that. All right. And I know that I have, so that's what I got from the KENP. I also have a spreadsheet. Are you guys interested in seeing the spreadsheet? I put together a spreadsheet. I know, Richard, you're going to love this. I put together a spreadsheet where I put all my numbers in and I have formulas in there. So it kind of calculates everything for me. Let me know if you want to see that. I'll share that. Let's see where I left off here in the chat. Yeah, I didn't know what Nando's restaurant was. It's chicken. It's also Martin's favorite. Oh, cool. Baked or fried chicken. Probably catch this later on the replay. So he's not here to hear my comment about spreadsheets. Grilled, I can't stand it. Oh, I told you about this one. Yes, you did about the, oh yeah, Panda did too. So that Andy, he told me about it, but you also had reached out to me and I think I had already seen Andy's and went and got it. Bloody Panda. I got about 20 sales from the Fussy Librarian. I didn't get that many. Don't panic, I'm here. Emma says, hello, Cliff. I don't think Cliff's here anymore. And Bloody Martini. Hi, Emma. Hi, Dreamy Truth. Hi, 1N. Hi, RC. Emma, possibly the remarkable thing. Wait. Possibly the remarkable, certainly the most success author ever to come out of that land. Okay. I can't say, but I'll catch replay later. Thanks for stopping by. All right. So didn't see anything about spreadsheets. Martin's not here, or Richard's not here. Sorry, Martin. I know you're here. Richard's not here, so I'm going to continue on. I'm not going to worry about that part then. I have to hit the right buttons. All right. So now let's look at the new numbers in comparison to December's of 2022, the numbers from last year. So I started, here is where we left off with Blood of the Lily. And as you can see, the totals there, this negative 21.21.63, right? $2,121.63. And I anticipate Blood of the Lily, the totals continuing to go into more debt. I feel, because I do the promotions, and if I continue doing promotions like I have just done, then it's going to continue to increase in the deficit because I'm running promotions, and usually Blood of the Lily is free when I'm doing this, so I'm not making any money off of those. So the hope is that in doing those promotions, I will see an increase in sales and numbers for the other two books in the series and an overall decrease in the deficit, which is what happened this month. So I was pretty happy. So with the, where did it go? This was acting really, really funny earlier. And I think I had checked everything before I came in here. It was deleting some of my overlays. And so it deleted. That is Q1 2023. It deleted my other one. That was first. Let me see if I can grab it real quick. I wonder if it'll delete another one if I add it in there. It's not. Okay, so there's the numbers from December 2022. $2,079.99. 178 books, 7,373 KENP. So 7,377 KENP. So this increased to 184 books, 7,719 KENP, increase in the income to $362.15. But of course, the deficit grew because the marketing totals went up to $1,751.68 for a total of $2,121.63. Next is Soul of a Rose. This is the right one from December of 2022. 294 books is what I had at the end of last year, 8,233 KENP for a total of $242.29. And it took that one out too for my next one. Let me grab it again. I don't know why it deleted a bunch of these. I had everything in here. And that went up to 303 books. Sold total 8,753 KENP and $259.12. Didn't add anything to the marketing costs. So if you see the total from December was $1,184.65, and that decreased to $1,047.62. So that was nice that it decreased. Tears of the Marigold in December of 2022, 210 books sold total, 5,137 KENP for a total of $150.46. And Q1, it went up to 203 books, 6,042 KENP for an increased increased income of $162.06. And look, you can see this went from $1,000 deficit, so $1,011.16, and it went below that to $999.56. I was really happy when I saw that. I like it when it moves from like a 4-digit number to a 2-digit number or whatever it is. It makes a major drop. I really appreciate it when it does that. All right, so how about for overall? No, we do overall after we do the Clash of Goddesses book set, the box set. So here I had 16 books sold, and this is what I sold in November of last year when it first was published, and I haven't sold another book since. Now, I only have the ebook of this. I don't have a paperback. And I had 47 KENP at the time of last year for a total of $11.37. And of course, that did put me in a deficit. I didn't spend any marketing dollars on it. I have considered running a promotion on it. There are a couple things that stopped me, though. One is that I don't have many reviews and ratings on it. I think I have one review. So I want to increase the reviews, which means I need to spend time marketing the the book to people who would, who would appreciate having a free copy of the ebook in exchange for an honest review. I've not done that step yet. But when I do that, hopefully that will help to increase my reviews. The other reason I haven't done it is because I really don't want to spend more money on the series when the entire series is in debt still. Now, I did have some page reads. So this did change slightly. I had 64 instead of 47. It took me up a little bit. It took me down a few cents in total deficit. So 48.05, where it was before 48.13. So was that 8 cents difference? But I mean, it's better than adding more to it at this point. All right. So everything together, my box set and my 3 books all together in December of 2022. This is where I was looking at last year with 690 total books sold and 20,795 KEMP. With my total income, of $719.60. And of course, that increase, I didn't change the number on the books though. $794.78. I only changed the numbers in the column. So let me see, I have my spreadsheet here. Total books is 716 altogether. So you see that. And then KEMP has gone up to 22,578 page reads. So of course, I increased my income level, but I added more marketing dollars on there because I did market Blood of the Lily. Spent some promotion dollars on there. And don't forget, I also spent money on Story Origin and Amazon ads. And Story Origin is $8.33 per month. So for 3 months, that came out to $24.99. Amazon ads came out to $14.61 for the 3 months. And with all the promotions combined, it did add $64.59 to my marketing dollars. But I did have a decrease. If you see, that's $4,327.45 was my total deficit from December. And from quarter 1, it did go down to $4,316.86. So this is a total overall decrease to my deficit of $10.59. Not a whole lot. And I did think it was, I did figure that out. That's 408 months or 40 years. If I continue to pay off my deficit in this amount every month, in 40 years, I will be caught up and break even on the series. I will be 83 years old. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know that if it will ever get better or if it will change. I don't have all formats of these books out, and I'm also exclusive right now with Amazon. I'm exclusive with Amazon with the ebook. The paperback, I don't have to be exclusive, but I've not been able to fit in the time to make the paperbacks. Now, I do have the hardback cover made because I was doing a project with somebody. So I can actually get the hardback cover up of this book, of all 3 books, the Blood of the Lily, Silver Rose, Tears of Marigold. I had the hardback covers made on 5 different platforms. So I could go wide with the hardback cover. So maybe this might change if once I go wide and or if I get other formats up, and to include the paperback the hardback on Amazon and or the audiobook, which I would love to get the audiobook up, but that costs a lot of money. And I don't see the value at this point of adding more to my deficit when I don't know how the audiobook will do. People say this is a time for audiobooks. Everyone, I've been told this by several people. Get in there, get it done. You need to get your audiobook. You're going to make more money. But I see how my series does overall. It's not terrible. It's just above, a little bit above, like a hair fraction above terrible. It is making money. So it's not bad, right? But it's not making the money that I would hope that was making to try and make back the deficit that is on here. And that's where I'm sitting with that. Let me take this banner off, or the overlay. Go back to this. All right, you guys have any questions for me? I didn't see any questions before that, where I left off. Oh, there's a few people that's come into the chat. I thought I marked it, but I did not. People saying hello, hello. Racco says, yeah, I think from Fussy Librarian, I got about 7 sales. Oh, well, that's what I got on, that's what I got, right? Let me go back and look at my numbers. So, of course, my Blood of Lily was free during that time period If I go to the right tab, that might help. So if I look at just the Fussy Librarian, now that was in February, and I sold 14 copies on my other promotion. So 48 minus 14 is 34. So I had 34 downloads of Blood of the Lily during that time period that it was with the Fussy Librarian. And I had 3 sales on Soul of a Rose on that promotion, and 1 sale of Tears of the Marigold. No, I think I'm looking at the wrong one. I had 2 sales of the Tears of the Marigold. Oh, wait, one's at the end of the month. So I had 1 that came off of that promotion. So, yeah. Did you put yours at 99 cents then when you did the Fussy Librarian? I think you were supposed to do free, wasn't it? Was it? I don't remember what the requirements were, but I thought it was supposed to be for a free promotion. And so maybe that was 7 sales like afterward or on other books in yours, like if it's a series. Yeah, let me know. I had more luck with Book Barbarian. Yeah, I think I've done better with Book Barbarian. Hi, Nicole. How are you doing? Cross the Rubicon. Okay. Good morning. Hi, Adega. How are you? I'll have to check them out, Martin. Yeah. I mean, I've had luck with Book Barbarian, but I don't think I've ever done as well as I've done with Fussy Librarian. I do think that special promotion with the Fussy Librarian was not as good as what I've had in the past. And that could be because it was a special promotion, and or it could be that, again, audience fatigue and Q1 may not sell as much. I mean, there could be any number of factors in there. I kind of felt that it's because it was a special type of promotion. It was something that Fussy Librarian hadn't done before, that at least not since I've been publishing. Ooh, spreadsheets. Yeah, I have spreadsheets. Check out, yes, David Gogran. And then he's also got some promo codes in there. And then I actually have another site that has some promo codes. If I can find it. If I can remember the name of it. I know it's in one of my previous videos where I showed the site. It is one that I've done quite often. And they have several promotion codes there. I have a whole list of different promotion companies, and I'm trying to figure out which one of my save list here is that one. And I'm not seeing it. And it's possible I have not put it in here yet. Oh, yeah, I thought I found it. Didn't find it. Okay, it is in a previous video. I will try to grab it. Maybe put it in the comments down below once I get that. So thanks. You can't have fun without a spreadsheet. Bigger backlog helps a lot, and paperbacks will help a lot. Yeah, I do have the paperbacks, but only on Amazon. I don't have them wide, and I should have had them wide. I should have had them wide this whole time. But if you guys, those of you who have been with me last year, especially when I did my quarter or when I did my 2022 goals and what I was hoping to do in 2023, I spent a lot of time doing things that were awesome. You know, I'm the founder of the AuthorTube Writing Conference. We got that up off the ground, got it going. That does take a lot of time. And I didn't write as much as I wanted to last year. So my goal was to try and get more writing done this year, which I have done. But then that has also, you know, my marketing has kind of fallen off a little bit as well. Hardbacks equals bump that price up immediately. Hardback buyers are used to paying a lot. Yeah, I don't have a hardback yet. I don't have it. I'm going to hold off until, like I said, I have hardbacks on 5 different platforms, including KDP or Amazon, sorry, for all 5 or all. No, I only have it for Blood of the Lily. Did I say for all before? I think I did. So I have it for just Blood of the Lily on all 5 platforms. And it's part of a project I'm doing with somebody, and we're going to have a couple of videos that come out about it. So I want to wait until we do the videos, and then I'm also going to be meeting with someone to look at the differences. So that the main idea is we're looking at the differences between all the hardbacks from all these different companies. And so I want to wait until we look at the differences because I don't have them to hand. I had to ship them elsewhere to be evaluated by somebody. And then I'm going to get them back. But I didn't start with them. So I don't see what they look like other than I've got some pictures from the person. So once that happens, then I'll put my hardback up. And it did take me 2 days to create all the hardback covers because the differences between the 5 platforms were there. It was minute, but they were there. So I had to, if I wanted, my cover to be in the right place, I had to change it. Now my books have, I don't want to grab that because I'll end up knocking it over. So my books have a spine that separates the front and the back cover. So that spine has to line up with the middle. Now, if in the future I'm going to get my covers, I'm going to make sure that it's one full picture. Once you have something like that, it would be so much easier to resize your covers for each place. But because my spine was a divider between my front and back cover, and every place was slightly different on the width of their spine, even though it's the same number of pages, then I had to change the spine width. I had to move the stuff around a little bit. Hardback also, you have to have a longer cover. You don't have to. You could just cut off your cover a little bit, but I didn't want to cut off my flowers too much in my cover. So I had to go back to the original file and then, get those flowers back in there extended because I had cut it off to fit with the book cover that I had for my paperback for Amazon. There was just a lot of work with it that I had to do. So making the hardback cover is going to be a bit difficult, I think. Not difficult, but it's going to take time. It's not difficult. It's time. And that's the difficult part because I don't really have the time. I took 2 days to make the paperback, the hardback cover for that book for 5 platforms. And it took me 2 days. That was 2 days of not writing and not doing, I think I did YouTube still. I did my sprinting, but I didn't get marketing done. I didn't get writing done. I didn't get anything done those 2 days. So yeah. Going by the samples on YouTube, you have already the perfect narrator. I appreciate that, Martin. I am going to redo those chapters though, just because my mom has said I was boring. So I'm going to redo them. And I purposely did them with a monotone voice, and I don't hear all the tones. So it's easy for me to do that because I thought that's what audiobooks were. I don't listen to audiobooks, guys. And I was trying to narrate my own. I tried to listen to a couple of different audiobooks. I don't listen to audiobooks because I am partially tone deaf. So listening to an audiobook, I don't understand, a lot of the words. Some narrators, I barely understand anything. Some narrators, I can understand almost everything, but I don't know what I'm going to get. So I don't even want to spend the money on the audiobooks because I don't know if I'm going to be able to understand them or not. And so I just listened to audiobooks that were free on YouTube, and everything I heard was like monotone. Later on, I heard that some narrators, they put, some inflection into the voice to give, different tones. And so I thought that would probably be better. Maybe I won't be boring. Keep in mind that if you go wide, it's basically like starting over. Yep. It is like starting over. Yeah, because you have a whole new audience. You're coming out of KU. So your audience who is used to finding you in KU is not going to be able to find you there. Yes, it is like starting over again. My sales will probably drop off from Amazon, the few sales that I had, which is not a lot. So, and that's part of also why I decided to come out of being, being exclusive with Amazon. I'm coming out sooner, a couple of months sooner, because of the fact that my sales did drop off. So I feel like I've reached almost all the audience I can on Kindle Unlimited anyways. My goal was to stay in it for 2 years, exhaust the audience there, even though there's always new readers coming in, but it's not going to equal to the amount of readers who are already there. So it's just a small percentage you're adding every month. And so now I think I'm just adding on the new readers. Maybe that's why my sales have dropped. I don't know. These are just things I'm thinking of, but I don't know if they're right or not. You're putting the ebook and paperback and hardback if you want to on Kobo, Apple, Barnes & Noble, and you don't have anyone knowing you're on those platforms, right? And I am going to go direct with Kobo and, Apple is only ebook. I think I'm going to go direct with Apple. I have to look into it. Does Apple have their own promotions? The reason why I'm going to go direct with Kobo is because they have their own promotions. So I want to be able to use their promotions that they have. And I'm going to go on Draft to Digital. And I had started with Ingram Spark. What I didn't know, or maybe I knew and I didn't remember when I started setting up everything on Ingram Spark, because I've already started setting up on everywhere, is that if you elect to go through them, like with, I don't know if it's your paperback or ebook, it's both or what it is, but if you elect to go through them to distribute it out, you can't choose places to not distribute it. So they distribute to Amazon. So if I go with them and I say distribute it, it's going to distribute to Amazon. But I already have it on Amazon. I don't want to go through them to Amazon because that's 2 cuts that are going to be taken, right? They're going to take their cut. Amazon will take their cut as well. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do Ingram Spark just because of that. If I can't deselect where I want it to go, then I'm not going to probably go with them. So it's probably going to be Draft to Digital and Barnes and Noble Direct, ebook, Kobo Direct, and I think Apple Direct as well. So yeah, that's my plan. I haven't set everything all the way up yet. I don't know everything. I do know for sure Kobo. I do know for sure Barnes and Noble. I do know for sure Drafted Digital. I'm going to look into Ingram Spark. If that's true on the you're unable to deselect on all formats, then I'm probably not going to stick with them. And I haven't paid for anything on them yet. I had codes last year from the 20 Books to 50K conference, so I uploaded stuff through the codes, and then I've gotten other codes from other places since then. So yeah, I haven't paid anything for it, so I'm not worried about having wasted money putting my book up there. I was 99 cents for the week. Yeah, I did 99 cents. Oh, okay, so that was an option then. Yeah, well, I'm so glad that you guys got sales on that. I did mine for free. So you now have to market to each of those platforms, or at least point people to them all, and keep up with the rules and polls and upload for all those platforms. Exactly. And the thing is, right now, since I am spending more time with writing and I'm not putting as much time into marketing as I used to, now I'm like, okay, when I go wide, I'm going to have to take time to market on these platforms and let my readers know that I'm on these other platforms. So yeah, that's coming. Bit doesn't start any clock over. I mean, sort of it does, because you lose all the readers you had in KU who knew you were there, who might have your book. Although I've heard that your book stays in their Kindle, in their program. Like if they have your book that they got it while you're in KDP, the KDP Select program, if they got it and they still have it when you come out, it's available for a while. I've heard 2 years, I've heard 5 years. I don't know what the actual number is though. Same as with a new book, basically. Yeah, going wide to start off the bat and going wide when you're making profit is ideal situation. I did not want to go wide starting off the bat. I went back and forth. I think I talked about this in a video. And I thought, well, you know what? Let me see, because I was writing fantasy. Fantasy was a good genre to be in Kindle Unlimited at the time I was doing my research. Now, last year, YA fantasy has decreased in the number of sales. So, because that came on the new report from K-Lytics from Alex Newton for fantasy of 2022, YA fantasy dramatically dropped off. And I was like, that's what I wrote in last year. Romance fantasy has continued to go up. But not as such a big jump as it was last year. It was like 300% over the last few years. The one that has the biggest jump now is fantasy romance, dark fantasy romance. So, but I don't write that yet. I say yet. I don't know. Maybe I have an idea for a book. I don't know if I'll ever have time to write it. So until you're big. Yeah. I go by the rule of 80% writing, 20% marketing, and going wide when you are not making bigger profits will take away from that 80% of writing to publish more books. Yeah. So I wanted to be at the 80%, 20% rule as well. What I did, I thought I would move to 80-20 sometime this year. My goal was to start off at 60% writing time. So I figure out 60% of my time of the week is writing to get up to at least 20 hours a week. It's actually more than 20 hours most weeks. But then I realized, okay, I'm spending all that time writing, and I get done, and then I spend time with YouTube, which is kind of part of the marketing in a way. But if I'm spending my time on YouTube, then I'm not marketing to platforms. So I'm having a hard time balancing still. I'm getting my writing done this year, but balancing other parts of it has been a bit harder. Ideally, an author would make a profit in one aisle before expanding to another, but since the changing landscape makes us scramble with all these experiments, that would stop a lot of us in our tracks. Yeah. And the other thing, too, is that it was easier to go from Kindle Unlimited, being the KDP Select program and as an author, and then going wide. And I saw this with my own books, because I had started off wide. I started putting my book out there wide on different platforms. And it was right before I hit go with the pre-order link that I decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and just do KU, the KENP program for us, that I was just going to do that for the first 2 years and then go wide. And I almost couldn't hit the pre-order link to go live on the pre-order link with Kindle Unlimited. And it was like 6 weeks before I was doing that, because it did not come off every platform. So even though I had asked for it to come off every platform, there was, I think it was Scribd through Drafted Digital. It was still on there almost up until the time that my order link was to go live. And I didn't know what was going on. I was checking it like every day. I was like, what are you doing? Why are you still going live on there? Because, right, if you can't go into the Kindle Unlimited program, if you're wide, if they find out, you can be penalized. So I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, definitely going from wide to exclusive is really, really difficult, because you will have a period where your book is not going to be but only as an ebook on Amazon, but not in the Kindle Unlimited program. It can't be anywhere else until you come off of that. So I definitely like that I made that choice to be Kindle Unlimited first and then go wide. We won't accept that, frankly, or at least I won't. But it does mean that I don't make predictable progress. Yeah. Ingram Spark is also an interface, and Drafted Digital is kind of getting better, but now they're fighting. Yeah. Who's fighting? Ingram and Drafted Digital? Yes, because Drafted Digital, it's free to upload. Even the paperback is free to upload, where it wasn't on Ingram, right? It wasn't free at all to upload on Ingram, and now Ingram just changed it. The spine is always tricky, yes. And now Ingram just announced some fees being taken away. Yeah, they took away the upload fees, and you can make any corrections on it up to 60 days after you first you upload it to the platform and approve it. But then you have to pay for it to be fixed afterward. So yeah, Drafted Digital, you only have a certain time period to change things. Like say you find a typo or whatever, to change things after you upload it. But after a period of time, goes, I think it's 90 days, then you get to make your changes again. And then another 90 days you have to wait before you make changes again. So you kind of have to like stack up your changes and make them, or, whatever it is that, whatever method you want to do. It's so easy. It's so easy with Amazon. This is where Amazon makes it easy. Oh, there's a typo. Let me go fix that. It's done. All right, good. It's up there. Another typo. Oh, let me go fix that. Done. Good. It's up there. I mean, I don't have to worry about anything. It's just right there. But when I go wide, I will have to worry about this on the Drafted Digital platform. And I don't think I'm going to be using Ingram Spark. Again, I'm going to do some research into it. It's all hearsay right now that I've heard. I do want to do my own research, but it looks like, it appears that they will not be using Ingram Spark. But if I have to wait, 90 days, it's going to be a bit more difficult to make sure that it's right all the time. I'm so happy they took away those fees. Me too. And now what's Drafted Digital's next move? Well, I mean, it's still free to make changes to your draft, even after the initial upload and time period. You just have to wait that. Again, I think it's 90 days is what I read. It's been a minute since I read it. So I say a minute, it's like 2 weeks, but I can't remember very far back. Hi, Jordan. Do you narrate your own books? I did narrate the first 3 chapters of my first book, and the first chapter of my next 2 books are part of different things. I think the first chapter of my 3rd book, I know I paired that with designing the cover because I design my own covers. So, oh, thank you, Nicole. Right. That's a good divide. When sales from all your efforts drop off anyway, time to move on. Right. I just went with Ingram for paperbacks and chose other platforms for ebooks to get around that deselection. Okay. So it is with paperbacks and ebooks then. I was thinking that's what I remember, that it was with all, whatever it was you decide to distribute through them. You can't deselect anything, whatever the format is. And I'm not going to go through them for paperback. So if I have to make a correction, I don't want to have to pay for it. I mean, I have been lucky that I've gotten codes, so I haven't had to do anything, pay for anything on Ingram. But I don't know that what my future is going to hold if I'll continue to get those codes. So I'd rather go with Drafted Digital, where every 90 days, I know at least I can make a change. And then it's not even typos, right? If you want to update your back matter, right? You publish a bunch of books. You can't update it on Ingram unless you want to pay the fee. And if you have to pay the fee, you're probably not going to update your back matter for a very long time, which means whoever's buying your book is not going to know these other books that you had. Although I did hear something. I think it was like a QR code in your paperbacks and a link in your ebook. If you go through Ingram, that at the back of the book where you say other books by, you have that there. So then it takes them to a page with all your books. Of course, it's more than one click, which you might lose people because people don't typically like to click more than once to buy. I say typically. This is the research, right? This may not be typical, but there are people who drop off if they have to click so much. So, do you get more money if someone orders the physical book or the ebook out of curiosity? I get more money if someone orders my physical book. Yeah, so if I just go back and I look at my KDP report, my Blood of the Lily at full price, so it's not on discount, $3.99 is what it costs. I get $2.75. The paperback at full price is $12.99, and I get $4.85. That's $2.10 more, and that's for Blood of the Lily, which Blood of the Lily I make the most money on for my paperback. The other 2 drops off quite considerably. I think I make like less than $2 on Tears of the Marigold. So you know what? If I make less than $2 on Tears of the Marigold, let me see. Actually, I have it here. I make $3.42. $3.42 is what I make for the ebook and $3.64 for the paperback. So I still make more money, but it's a difference of like 22 cents. So not that much more. Do I have it for Soul of a Rose? I don't have, I didn't sell. Yeah, I did. Okay. I had one ebook sale at full price for Soul of a Rose. I make $3.43 off the ebook and I make $4.12 off. Nope, wrong one. $4.10 for the Soul of a Rose paperback. So what's that difference? So that is 43, 60, 57, 67 cents is what I make more on the paperback. So not much. I make $2 on the first one over, but not the other ones, which tells me maybe I need to raise my prices, but I kind of like that. It's $12.99 for the first one, $13.99 and $14.99. So it kind of goes up. Probably eventually I need to probably change it. Or KDP. Yeah. I literally know nothing about this. So so being in the Kindle Unlimited program, so as an author being in the Kindle Unlimited program and putting my book up there so people can buy it if they're in the KU program, I don't make a lot of money from that. Let me see if I can. So let's see. 342 page reads from Blood of the Lily was $1.52, not 100, $1.52, but 342. My book is 176 pages. 342 divided by 176. That's almost 2 full books. So if I times, that's a percentage. So it's a little less than, it's probably like $1.50 is what I make if someone reads Blood of the Lily. So that is $1.50. I can't remember what I just said for what I make on my paperback and ebook. The ebook is $2.75, so less than the ebook. And of course, it's $4.85. So I make way less on the Kindle Unlimited. The idea, I think that's true for most people, but I think people go there. I'm hitting the wrong tab and I'm like, where am I at? I think people use the Kindle Unlimited because of the idea that you will get a lot of page reads. So people will, a lot of people will find your book that way. Amazon, when you're in their program, when you're exclusive to them with the ebook, they will promote your book. Now there is certain limits to that. So they promote it through when you choose to do the 5-day free. And they also promote it when you do the Kindle countdown, which you only get those 2 things if you're in their program, but they do promote it during that time period. If your book is doing well in the Kindle Unlimited, they will do additional promotion. And I don't think I've ever had that. So, yeah, and that's okay. Literally know nothing. You learn a lot, watching videos like this and other people. That's how I learned everything. Depending on what you put on your paperback's price, but it's usually more when you buy the paperback. Yeah, fair. Yeah. My best year I wrote Monday through Thursday and marketing social media on Fridays. And I need to try to get back to that. That's a very good setup. Now, see, I do accountability sprints Monday through Thursday, but it's 3 hours, which is it's not enough for the week. So 3 times 4 is 12 hours, and I want to hit 20 hours a week of writing. Sorry, I got the hiccups. I haven't eaten yet today, and I haven't had my second cup of coffee. So that's I needed. I've been thinking, okay, if I only went, and I was thinking that too the other day. I was like, if I just do Monday through Thursday and spend the other days doing YouTube and marketing and all that, will it work? And I was like, no, I only hit 12 hours. I want to hit 20 hours a week of writing. So I still need to fit in 8 hours. And I'm like, well, that might be like a weekend day. Like maybe it's on Saturday, but I'm like, I can't do that because not every Saturday is completely open for me. I have meetings that I go to. I'm a part of a couple of different things that I go to meetings. So I was like, I don't know. I love that. I love that for you as well. I wish I could do that. Maybe I can just make just Fridays is my marketing day. And I don't do anything else but marketing that day. Those are sometimes Fridays. Yeah, that sounds very tempting. I do all that. I do that all the time with Amazon as a perfectionist. I don't worry about uploading changes. That's focusing on the problems, pay for a good editor. Yeah, but even a good editor, you're going to find issues. I had an editor for my 3 books. There were still typos. I had one gal, she found like 3 typos in my second book. And I went back to my editor's draft and my editor didn't point them out because I thought, well, maybe I just missed them. Maybe my editor pointed it out and I didn't incorporate them. I was just curious. I'm not trying to, badmouth my editor. And anyway, she was an awesome editor. Love her. She's human. Every editor is human. We miss things. And I put the problem back on me because I do tend to write pretty clean. I've been told that before. Blood of Lily was pretty clean. Tears of the Miracle was pretty clean. Soul of a Rose, I was making changes up to the last minute and revamping scenes and revising things. And I knew handing it off to her that I was doing it so fast. I was not writing clean. And I thought, you know what? I don't think I caught most of the things I would normally catch if I read it through before giving it to her. So I already knew, and this goes to what is a good practice when using an editor, which is try to catch as much as you can of yourself and then give it to your editor. Because the more you have that your editor has to catch, the more likely they're going to miss things. And that's true. I went back into my other 2 drafts. She didn't miss anything in my other 2 drafts. They were things that I missed, like she mentioned. But those 3 things, those 3 typos in my second draft, she didn't catch those. But on that, I remembered those couple pages that I looked at where those typos were at. There was tons of things that she corrected that I didn't have right. So I put the problem back on me on that one. I do the paperback with Ingram so that bookstores can order if people request it in indie bookstores. The dream. You can still do that. You can go direct with Barnes & Noble and have it. If you go direct with Barnes & Noble, people can order it through Barnes & Noble. Yeah. I've got the T on back matter. I've got the T on back matter. Why did my autocorrect change it to backwater? Well, I don't know, but I still don't really understand what you mean. You got the T on back matter. What does that mean exactly? Oh, that's a good workaround. A bit.ly to a page. You can change your website. What's your T? Yeah. Okay, me too. It's a setup of how you go about doing back matter for optimal clicks. This is a video you should do, Nicole. I want to know what this is. I don't know what that stands for. Nice. I didn't like the look of it, but ever since I caved and listened to Quinn Ward of Ad School, I have read through. Oh, please do a video. Tell us. Instead of writing the end on the last page, do a page break and do an enticing sentence to the next in the next series, whichever. Yeah, but you know what? I've heard not to do that page break. So, and I've noticed that on my Kindle with some of the fantasy romance I've been reading, they don't do the page break. They just space down a little bit. And then they say, do you want to know more about this? Or do you want to see what they do next? Or whatever, that kind of thing. And I thought that's what I need to do. I need to do that, just space down a bit after the end of the book. And I don't write the end, and then say, hey, do you want to see what happens with whatever, and do that. Because if you do the page break, are you making another chapter? And then recently, like last week, I read a book where chapter 1 was the author. It was the author note, the author saying, hey, this is book 1 of blah, blah, blah. And here are my content warnings and blah, blah, blah. You know how to go to my website to find out more about me. That was their chapter 1. Because if you put that stuff at the beginning of your ebook, I know on Amazon, I'm not sure about other platforms, but you put at the beginning of your ebook on Amazon, when a reader opens your book, the ebook up, most of the time it goes to chapter 1. It doesn't go to the stuff that you have beforehand. Now, I've noticed that difference sometimes when there's like a map or something. It's a little bit different, but yeah. If you have a series and not all the books are out, then you put them on pre-order so you can share the link and all the ending pages back matter, and readers will pre-order the ebook. Yeah, but that comes with its own load of issues and considerations. So if you don't have all the books out and you've got a pre-order link, now you have this deadline hanging over you. You have to get it done. You have to get it out by the pre-order. Good for some people. Some people work really well with that type of deadline. I don't. I figured that out when I was doing my first series. I don't work well with that deadline. I work well with, having deadlines to people that I know, like to my critique partner and things like that, because I'm like, hey, something came up, it's going to be a few days late. No problem. You can understand, right? I'm okay with like that. But when I do those deadlines, I do tend to meet those and don't meet those. But that gave me a heart attack when I had that pre-order out there for the world to see, knowing that a book was coming. So yeah, I can't do that. That doesn't work well for me. But that is a strategy. It is a consideration for sure. That would work for some people. It's enough to make the readers mention it in the reviews and add a proofreader, but mostly I think people will breeze by them if it's a handful in a book. Yeah. Barnes & Noble is not an indie bookstore. It's not. Oh, you're talking about, that's right. So you said in indie bookstores. Oh, I guess I don't really worry about indie bookstores because there's only one here. I haven't even been to it, but yeah, I don't know. And this draft to digital may work on some of that stuff. That I don't know. I don't know what that process is because I've not been there yet, Margaret. But that might be something to like, hey, reach out to draft to digital. Like, hey, have you thought about doing this distribution to these indie stores? I don't know. Is there like one site where they publish it to indie stores, or how does, like I said, I don't know what it is. So maybe we could talk offline about it. Hi, Lula. How are you doing? Hello, Joanne. Everyone say hello. Oh, I meant scene break, not page break. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, and how are you? Instead of leading to the next book, I use that next page for a leave a review. Still thinking that's more valuable for me, but possibly wrong. Yeah, that's another strategy. Some people do it all. Here's my next book. Here's leave a review. join my newsletter. Those are usually your 3 call to actions people use. So sometimes all 3 are used. The rule of thumb that I've heard from most authors is pick one. If you have more than one choice, readers get confused. They don't know which one to pick. They don't pick one at all, or they just pick one, and that's all they do anyways. So the idea is to the best strategy, they say, is to choose one. Which one's the most important for you? And I think that's a personal thing. I'm pretty good. How are you? Max links would be 3, so you can do scene break for next book, mailing list, leave a review. Oh, yeah, that's what you said. We're right there. We're on the same page there, Nicole. Or whatever you want to be first. Doing pretty well. Thank you. Finished therapy chapter. Awesome. Beta read. House Sugar and Spice. Nice progress. Ingram's the only way to get into other bookstores besides chains. Sigh ever since Baker and Taylor shuttered authors. You're making me feel old. It's not the only way to get into bookstores. Besides chains. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look into it. Maybe we can talk. Thank you. Now I need to work on the rest of the chapters. Also, awesome. Good luck. I was at church, but I'm so tired. I felt like I was going to fall asleep at church. So I'm walking home. I'm almost halfway there. Well, we'll keep you on the way here. Let's move on to the next thing that is on my agenda. So I also want to take some time today, which is fine because I'm almost at the hour mark anyways, but I had wanted to talk about my goals and my progression on it. I have already kind of talked about it a little bit. I have met what I needed from my writing goals. I haven't added all the numbers yet, but I can see overview of it. I finished a book and I finished a short story. Both of those were a goal for me in Q1. So I was really, really happy about that. I think I'm going to do another live to review what I accomplished for my goals from 2023, what I set up for myself, and what I want to do going into Q2. But with that said, I do want to talk about, so like announcements, right? I only got 2, but in reference to the short story I wrote, because I want to write 3 short stories, I think this year, 4, 2. I remember I had to go back and look at I think I said 3. But I wrote a short story and it's getting published in the anthology. I don't need this up there. Half Human Heroes. This is actually a list of everybody who's going to be in the anthology. So you can see I'm on there. Lies of the Sunstone and the Hybrid Prince. It is called Half Human Heroes because the idea is that we had a hero who is only half human, so half something else. And Margaret Bernard is on there. So this is put together by Jeremy Fee. He also has a story on there. And I can't wait for this to come out. It is not available yet, but it will be available as I'm trying to hit the right button and I'm not getting the right button. It is going to be available as a pre-order link come the 15th of May. So that is in a week, 8 days. I'm not hitting the right buttons. Hit the right buttons. Here we go. Here is the button. This is a I don't think this is a pre-order though, if I remember right. Because I went on it and it took me to something. It took me to like a proof copy, which I don't want the proof copy. I want the actual copy. Oh, well, I don't know what I clicked on this morning then. Maybe it was an old link. It is on pre-order. Wait, it comes out May 15th. Okay, I don't know what I was clicking on that it took me to a proof copy. Because okay, there it is. It's available for pre-order. It comes out in 8 days. Please pre-order. Please support our efforts. And not that we get paid. We don't get paid for this. Although they did pay $5 for getting accepted, but I didn't accept the money. I told them to they said that all the money is going to be for charity, if I remember right. So I told them to take the $5 and give it to the charity. So pre-order with 1 click now. I can see it. Yes. I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought it wasn't available for pre-order. Go get it now. It is available for pre-order. And I really love the story that I wrote. And man, guys, I don't really write short stories very often. And I had an idea and I kind of wrote down, I don't really do an outline, but I wrote down a bunch of things that I wanted, that I saw happening. And I started writing it. And I was like, oh, this is way more than 5,000 words. And the limit was 5,000 words. I had to cut stuff, move through stuff really quick to get at least to a point that I felt like the story would be complete. And I was like, wow, that was an exercise in brevity. Also, I just rewinded to the book sales. Congrats, Shanon. Oh, thank you, Joanne. Thank you. So yes, there's that. There is also, I have part of the announcements. I will be still doing my accountability writing streams Monday through Thursday this next week. I am on Elaine's channel one day. It's the 10th, whatever day that is. Let's see, it's 8, 9. So it's Wednesday. On Wednesday, I'm on Elaine's channel, and it starts at the hour mark that I usually end my sprints. So I'm going to back my sprints up for by a half hour so that I can jump over and join her on her channel. It is her first time going live, Elaine Canyon. So she was on my channel for something. I have too many things going on that I can't remember what I did. But she was on my channel last week, the week before, during Nano. And a lot of you guys got a chance to meet her. So I'm excited to be able to be on her channel. I'm going to get that updated today. I was supposed to do it on Friday. I keep running out of time. And I am also going to be doing a two-parter again with a self-publishing and marketing Q&A between me and Estelle Vandeveld. We're starting on my channel this time first, and then we'll move over to her channel at the hour mark. And that is on Tuesday, starting at 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. Wait, I do have a link for this. I was like, do I have a link? Yes, I do have a link. Let me grab it. And we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of great questions last time that I was amazed because we came up with ideas for our Q&A. That was back in March. And I don't think we didn't even get but a couple of those questions. And we came up with questions ourselves in case no one came to the live and asked us questions so that we had things to cover. And we didn't hardly get to any of those questions. I think we covered maybe 2 or 3 of them. So yeah, it was a lot of fun doing it. And it's really interesting, I think, to get that back and forth because the way Estelle does things is different than the way I do things. Now we do write in 2 different genres. And then she has a background in SEO marketing, which I just went to a presentation by her for a conference this weekend. That was yesterday. So that's part of what I was doing yesterday. And it was awesome. Lots of good information. Guys, if you want to know anything about SEO marketing, come and ask those questions of her because she is a wealth of knowledge. There was websites that she gave us to go check things, free links to free websites to go to use. Now there were some paid ones too, but there's places you can use to see what type of keywords you should be using, like for your blurb, for your book title, for your keywords, for your website, those kind of things to get traffic. And so I thought it was so very interesting. And of course, she does have a book that is coming out about SEO marketing for authors. That's going to be out in July, I believe. And no worries, Eva, catch the replay because I am about done here. So let me see. I think that's it. So yeah. So again, like the live I did back in December when I talked about my 2022 goals and what I met and what I didn't meet, and then setting up my 2023 goals, I am going to take this live video. I'm going to take parts of it and make it into its own video just for my income report for the Q1 and take out all the stuff that's in between and make that into a video. So if you are watching this live stream, just note that when that video comes out, you don't have to watch it. It's the same information. So yeah, thank you so much though for everyone who's come here. So hold on. I want to do 2 lines for the video. If I can get this. Oh, shoot, lost it. My mouse doesn't always work very well. I haven't beat it yet. Usually have to beat it to get it to work right. And it's being a pain in the touche. And this way. And if you're curious about how I'm doing on my Q1 goals for 2023, check out this video here. Now, on the replay, that will actually be a video there too once I get that video done. But yeah, and thank you everyone so much for thank you everyone so much for hanging out with me today, and happy writing. Yeah, all right, those are the 2 lines I want to add in for the video, so I don't have to redo those. Yes, Hannah White. Yes, thanks. Now, you guys, I don't actually make that many mistakes when I'm recording myself, but for some reason when I'm live and I'm trying to do my lines, I make so many mistakes. And I used to make a lot of mistakes like that when I first started recording. Promise to put in the outtakes? Yeah, maybe I should. All right, bye. I will do my branded outro here. Thanks everyone so much for coming today. I appreciate all of you guys being here today and supporting me. And I'll see you guys all later. Bye.